Hey everyone, hello and welcome to the stream. I think that should fix it. Let me just check up a couple of times. It's been a while since I've streamed, so we'll just need to do some quick checks just to ensure everything is working fine. Uh, yeah, there we go. We need to just pop out the chat. Right. Okay, so right, this looks good. Let me just close a bit of stuff in here. Okay, this looks okay too. Hey Kevin Vance, welcome to the stream and welcome to the stream everyone. It's been a while since I streamed, but before we get into the other stuff, just checking if you folks can hear me properly. I've just changed the setup slightly, so this is like a new setup. So just doing a quick check. I'm not seeing a lot of drop frames on my end, and I'm trying to stream it on my other PC, and it looks like I'm also streaming at 720 pixels. So just confirming if that's working properly for you folks. Thanks for that confirmation, Kevin. Looks good on Twitch. I think, I am. It looks good. Like I'm roughly on 1.7% or 1.6% dropped frames, which is decent, I guess. And Streamlabs is showing green, so it looks like I am set up properly. I did do a bit of few. I did have to do a bit of testing and all as we got started today, but that's primarily because it's been a while since I streamed, and I just wanted to check if everything is working fine. And it turns out I did not set the right FPS, and I was at 30 FPS, but the moment I changed it to 60 FPS and updated the bitrate, everything looks good right now. So okay, I think that's sorted out the issue. Thanks for the confirmation, Kevin. Really appreciate it. All right, so quite a bit of update. Been a while since I streamed. If I am, I think if I had to, I think the last time I streamed was somewhere roughly around. When did we stream last? I think we streamed last. Was in February, I guess. Let's see. I think, yep, the last was somewhere around February 17th, and a lot has happened then since then. Where I live in India, Nagpur, there's been like a huge case of COVID, and COVID has been really difficult for a lot of people, and in India the cases have just increased like anything, and it's an understatement to say that things were really bad. They were really worse out here, but thankfully nothing serious per se on my end. My in-laws and my mom, she did get affected by COVID, but everyone came out well, so nothing to worry about there. But in my extended family and in my friends, there have been people who have lost their loved ones due to COVID and due to the second wave in India. So it's been really kind of I don't know, kind of like a sad time to be in, and it's been difficult to focus on anything else in the midst of COVID. So I had to that's been one of the reasons why I've been occupied and not been able to just come out and stream, because my mind was just elsewhere. But things are looking slightly better now, and hopefully the vaccinations keep getting rolled out pretty soon, and hopefully people in India get their vaccination soon, and we can get rid of COVID pretty soon. I don't think so. I don't think that things will go back to normal anytime soon, but I think getting people vaccinated and staying socially distanced is the way to go about. Yeah, and so keeping that in mind, I thought it would be a good time to get restarted with my streams, and thought that let's try and get into streaming pretty soon, because I honestly needed a break from all the COVID news and all the stuff happening in there. I just needed a break from it, so I thought maybe I should just start streaming back. So yes, that's it for the update. That's what has been happening with me, and that's why I was not able to stream for so long. But yeah, things are slightly better, and hopefully they get better from here on, and people get we do not have to see a huge loss in life for a lot of people. I am going to switch to the mode. Just wanted to check. I'm not sure, Kevin, if you're still able to see all of this in 720 pixels. Let me know if you're able to see that. I'm looking at the output here, and it looks a bit blurred to me, but I'm not sure if you are seeing it the same way. Just wanted a confirmation on that before we get started. Right. Let's give it some time. Things look great. Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Kevin. Super appreciated. So I've got a bit of ideas on what I want to restart the stream with. I'm not entirely sure if I can kind of stick to this schedule. I really have a bit of difficulty sticking to schedule, and I do not want to commit to something I may not be able to stick to. But what I'm trying to try to do is try and move my streams to this time. It's roughly it's 6:18 a.m. in India right now, so roughly around 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. in the mornings is when I'm trying to stream. And the reason why I'm trying to do this is I want to dedicate this entire time to just focus on things that I love doing, and make it. I look at streaming as a hobby, but I also look at what I'm doing during streaming is more of as a coding and focus on learning stuff. And I figured out that if I kind of keep it like earlier, when I used to stream in the evening, which was roughly around 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the evening, I kind of figured out that that's not right fit for me, because I just got like a lot of work, and sometimes it's just really difficult to cut off from work, and there's always something or the other things to do at work, and you have to focus on that. So I thought, why not just flip it and let streaming be the first thing I do in the morning, or the idea is, and what I'm hoping to do here is, when I wake up in the morning, I want to focus the first few hours of the day on my learnings on my part, and just focus on that per se. So that's what I'm trying to do here. So wake up early morning, do some of the chores, and then just get into this and just focus on this, and then afterwards there's an entire day to work. So that's pretty much what I'm focusing on. Let's see how long this phase lasts, and hopefully, this lasts more than um, you know my previous phases. Um, in terms of projects that I want to work on, I think I left the last stream somewhere on a project called as Wordcatcher. I've been working on it. I've not been able to work on it post when I stopped the stream. Everything was on stream. After that, I've just stopped doing it. I think I just switched on my streaming computer just 3 or 4 days back, not more than that. So I think I'm going to get started with that project. But one of the things that I'm planning to do is also use this time for learning some more stuff and not just keep it limited to Alexa. So a couple of things I have in mind is where did that go? Yeah, I've got an Arduino Zero board here. So one of these days I plan to open this up and get some stuff working on this. This is something I've been wanting to try out for a long time. So there you go. This is the Arduino's. Whoops. I did not expect that. Okay, yeah. I hope that's not glitched. Yeah, I hope it's not. But yeah, the Arduino Zero board is something that I'm looking forward to work around with. Because that's been like one of the things that I really wanted to learn. So I think that's what we are going to do on the stream. Learn new stuff, so the bottom point is you're going to see me stream about a bit more than Alexa stuff in general. We will be doing the voice stuff for sure, but we'll be also dabbling with some new stuff as well, hopefully. So yeah, that's something I have in mind. So hopefully that's what we do on this stream. Having said that, I think for today, at least, let's get started with the project that we've been working on. And I think we'll keep switching as and when we feel there are things that needs to be changed. So we'll do that on the code. So yeah, let me know what you folks think about. Been a while since I streamed, so still getting in the groove and keeping this a bit chill. So let's get started. So what I'm going to do here is, okay, where's my browser here? I'm missing my browser here. There you go. Let's my English console, and we need to open up the developer console as well. Amazon.com. Let's log in. Okay, everything looks good. Let's log in. Sign in. Okay. Looks like I have an OTP. Let's open it up. Let me just pull this off the screen. Okay, that is weird. Is this asking for my authenticator from here? I think that might be the case. Let me just try pulling this off the screen and put in from my multi-factor. There we go. Yeah, so I switched on the multi-factor authentication in my AWS account, and I use an app called as Authenticator on my phone. So Authenticator is what I use to. So it's a cool app, and it's always a good thing to have multi-factor authentication enabled in your AWS account. That way, people who are not supposed to access your AWS account, cannot access it. So, yep, that's the bottom point of it. Let's now, let me open it up. Let's open up the Lambda console. And wait, yeah, this one, right? The Wordcatcher. Okay, so I need to first, I'm not sure where we left things, so I think I'll need to first check what is it that we had built in the skill. So yeah, I think we had a Wordcatcher skill, and if I remember correctly, what we were trying to build was, let me open up, I think, yeah, so this is where documentation helps. So yeah, so I think what we were trying to do is build a simple skill where every day it gives you a puzzle, and if you answer it correctly, you get certain points to answer it, right? And all the puzzles in the week, basically, how do I put it? All the puzzles on the days of the week actually contribute to a bigger puzzle at the end of the week. So basically, what we had talked about was, like, let's say the word of the week is time, right? So it's a weekly puzzle, and basically, on the first day you get asked about clock, the second day you are asked about meridian, the third day you are asked about alarm. So basically you are given a clue, and you have to figure out what that word is for that specific day. And then once you detect it for all the 6 days in the week, on the 6 days, like you can see here, clock, meridian, alarm, hours, seconds, minutes, these are the answers to the puzzle. And the weekly theme is something that you need to decide on, answer on the last day of the week, and that is going to be time, right? So that's what we had kind of set up. And what we had kind of thought about was, if you answer first the correct time, you get 10 points, but if not, if you utilize one hint, you get 5 points. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I think we had talked about 2 hints, right? So there will be 2 hints. So you answer the first one correctly, you get, you answer it on the first go, you get 10 points. You answer it on the second go, you get 5 points. You answer it on the last hint, like you utilize all your hints, you get 3 points. So that's pretty much what we had planned in there. So we're just going to come back into that code base and figure out how this works. Kevin says, sounds good. I use 1Password for a password manager. Oh yeah, I think I also use 1Password as well, and it's super good. I'm not sure. I know that 1Password supports multi-factor authentication, but I'm not entirely sure if they support it for for AWS. So it's really important to have multi-factor authentication, and maybe you can just quickly Google that, multi-factor authentication, AWS 1Password. Yeah. Doesn't look like that. I do use Microsoft Authenticator, so I think that works for the moment. But yeah, maybe something to figure that out. I feel like that when I come back to a video game after a week, what was I doing? Where am I? Yeah, I think it's similar to that. I haven't played video games as well in a while, but the last time I was playing a video game, I recently finished Ghost of Tsushima on my PS, and after that I picked up GTA 5, and it's been a while since I played on the PS as well, and yeah, that was an interesting experience, just jumping back in and just not having any idea of the storyline. I think video games should have like a readme, which the moment you drop in, it just says that, okay, here's what was happening, here's where you are, catch you up to speed kind of thing within games. I would really appreciate that. Having said that, let's jump into the code. So I think this is what we had. Let's go back into the code. And wow, this is going to be a bit of a catch-up stream because I haven't seen this code in a while. So yeah, let's you know what, let's go ahead and check the experience. Test, and I'm pretty sure a lot of things are going to break. Pretty sure about that. There you go. Open Wordcatcher. Can you hear Alexa's audio as well? If not, let me just, okay, I think, there we go. Let me just reload this. Open Wordcatcher. I hope you can hear the audio from the developer console. And I think this is okay, no audio from dev console. Okay, let me, okay, did you hear that, Kevin? I just played it again. If not, let me just see what's up with that. Not yet. Okay. Okay. That is. Do I need to add a new audio source? Add source. Add a new source instead. No. Doesn't look like that. Okay. I think I need to delete this. That is weird. Let me. I just pulled out the headphones. So hopefully this works.
These questions follow a theme every week, and if you guess the theme as well, you can get extra points. Are you ready?
Oh, okay, perfect. I think it was because I plugged in my headphones. So I'm guessing that might be the issue. Let's just, yeah, I hope you can hear it now. Okay, that's perfect. So yeah, I think we had done this, and we asked the user, are you ready? And the customer says yes, and then sorry, I had trouble doing what you asked.
Please try again.
So I guess this part is where you go into the log groups, you will logs in CloudWatch, volume little compared, low compared. Okay. I'll just slightly increase it. I do not want it to be too high, but maybe just this much. Let me know.
Sorry, I had
That is
trouble
okay.
doing what you
Yeah.
asked. Please try again.
Okay, so I think the reason why this is not working now is because I remember the last time I touched. Yeah, I think the audio is just. Thanks for that, Kevin. So the reason why this is not working now is, if I remember correctly, the last time we had index.js 285 get current question, um, get current question, right, 285. I think there's an issue happening here. Okay, weak string. I guess the weak string, right? What's happening is we do not have for the current week, and I believe we need to just add in questions for that. So let's just add it for this week, and we're going to go with the same set. Basically, the reason why I want to kind of work on this project is at some point I want to kind of figure out. So in my day job, I kind of work on games on Alexa, and there are a couple of things that I want to figure out. So I thought this would be like a good exercise to kind of figure that out, and at the same time, learn something new. So yeah, I think this should be week 22nd. Which week is this? Week number calculator. Today, calculate week number. Yeah, week number 22 of 21, right? So this is week number 22. So let's see if that scale works. And I remember the last time we did this, we did this entire stuff. We were coding. We had, now I forget the person who was on the stream back then, but he helped me out a lot. I forget the username, but that person basically helped me out a lot with the dates and time stuff on Alexa. So yeah, I mean, we did. I do remember that we had like a really, really good discussion around the dates and times and stuff like that, which is always fascinating to learn about. So yeah. Okay, so I think let's deploy this stuff. How are things on your end, Kevin Evans? Sorry, I forgot to ask. I hope everything is okay on your end. While that loads on, I think one of the things that we'll be doing at some point is the Alexa GameOn SDK, the skills GameOn SDK basically. So Amazon GameOn, right? So that's what we will be using. And what I love about this is that you can kind of like run this leaderboards and tournaments, and all of this is inbuilt rather than having to spend a lot of time coding for all these functionalities. And yeah, that's you can also have like prizes being claimed. You can fulfill prizes. You can get team details. Do a lot of things basically, and that's something I've explored a bit of it. I've explored a bit of this the last year when I did a skills summer camp. But let's see. This is one of the reasons why I'm kind of doing this skill development right now. Okay, let's see if this works right now. Open Wordcatcher. Perfect.
Welcome to Wordcatcher.
Are you ready? Yes.
Sorry,
Whoops.
I had trouble doing what you asked.
Sorry, I had trouble
Please
doing
try
what you
again.
asked. I feel like the code is punishing me for not taking a look at it for so long. Cannot read property 1 of undefined at get current question. 1 of undefined. Where is that 1 of undefined coming in? Get current question. Where did questions come from? Okay. Wait a minute. What's happening here? Right, questions. Know what? Let's just do console.log here. I believe we should have kind of done that before. Oops, what am I doing? We should first do a weak string plus weak string. There we go, and then currently doesn't to log that as well. Let's see if we are reaching that. Ask deploy. Okay, perfect. That's interesting, Kevin Evans, and I'm really glad to hear that things are okay right now. I think at this point, if things are okay, I think that's just the best thing. It's okay if things are not great, but if it's just okay, we are in the middle of a pandemic, so it's just perfectly fine. So yeah, good to know that everyone is doing safe and healthy, and that's really good. If you can share a few more details about your coding bootcamp, if you want to, I would love to know more about it. What is it that you're learning these days on the bootcamp stuff? And are you streaming as well, Kevin? I'm sorry, I've been away from the entire streaming scene at all, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But are you streaming these days? Okay, there we go. Let's try this now. Exit. Open Wordcatcher. Let's just go for yes.
Sorry,
Whoops.
I had trouble doing what you asked. Please try again.
Okay, what's happening there? Why is the code not working? Okay. Oh, okay. So week is 23. Well, this is an issue that I don't foresee coming because when I kind of plan to deploy this code, as in final deploy it, I'll kind of put in all the weeks of questions. So this is an error that will never happen. So yeah, I think that's fine. I think it's fine that we are doing this. Or is there a do we need to put in an error mechanism? I think we should kind of like put in some tests or something, but we can do that later on. The way I kind of want to approach this is first get a build out of the door, and that's been like a long pending thing. Just get something out of the door, and then we will clean up the code at a later time. Well, that's nice to hear, Kevin. Whatever you're working on, good. And what time do you usually stream? I think it's been a while since I saw your stream. I'm guessing you stream roughly around this time. I'm not sure. I think I caught your stream one of these days, a long time back. Sorry, not one of these days. Roughly around this time. And yeah, I think that sounds interesting. Full stack development course with mobile. Okay, there we go. We've deployed the code again. Let's just exit it. Open Wordcatcher again. Just say yes. Okay, Monday question.
Monday
okay,
question.
Yeah, I think it says Monday question. Yeah, so that means it's getting you the Monday question correctly. And I think what we need to do at this point is say clock. Is that the correct answer?
That is the correct answer. You get 10 points.
That is the correct answer.
You
get 10 points. Do you want to take a guess at this week's theme? Yes.
Sunday question.
Okay, then comes the Sunday question. Okay, so yep, that's how this is going to be organized. So Monday to Saturday is how the week's questions are going to come up, right? And Sunday is the weekly theme question, right? And yeah, that looks good. Okay, so Monday to Saturday is what we are. Right, so this is handled, and Sunday is where the weekly theme question is going to come. So that's what we have figured so far. Now, I think we had also done this, right? So if I'm not mistaken, and at this point it's been a while since I jumped into the code base, so it looks like the code base, it doesn't look like something that I might have put in. It looks very alien to me, but yeah, I think as I spend some more time with the code, I'll kind of get better at this. I do know for sure that we had also built in the hint mechanism as well. So basically, let's say for example, you say exit, okay, and you say open Wordcatcher, and you say yes. Do you want to take a guess at this? Monday question.
Monday question.
If you give the wrong answer the first time, so let's just say this is a wrong answer.
Oops.
So then
That
it will
is
say,
wrong,
okay,
dot,
that
this
is
is your
wrong.
first hint.
This is your first hint, and this is your first hint is basically coming in from here, and this is your second hint. And I think let's give a wrong answer one more time.
Oops.
So now I get a second
That is
hint.
wrong. Dot, this is your
And if I
second
give
hint.
the second hint, and at this time if I answer it correctly, which is clock,
That is
I
the
get 3
correct
points. So
answer.
I
You
think
get
we
3
did
points. Do you want to
handle
take a guess
that.
at this week's theme?
I believe, and I think I'll need to just plug in my headphones to just see just hear if this is being narrated properly. If not, we might have to put in spaces here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think we need to put in a bit of break in here. So let's first do that. Small steps. And I'm pretty sure we need to do it here as well. That is wrong. This is your first hint. Let's see. Yeah. Notice how Alexa just reads out the full stop as well. I believe it might be because there's no space after this is your first hint. So we'll just fix that. We'll just take baby steps today and just fix things with existing code. Yeah, I think being consistent is one key part to streaming, Kevin, and I've been guilty of that. I've not been consistent at all. In fact, if you notice, I think, and I was just looking at this the other day. I started somewhere around. I started somewhere around Feb 20. Oh, why does this show? Yeah, I started somewhere around February 20th, and I think this was like a just a test stream or something. I did a lot of streaming from March last year till June end. And then kind of took a break for a while and then resumed stuff in July again. Then took a small break again for a few weeks and then did like a big stream. And October 15th onwards, I think that's when I kind of moved back to my house back in Nagpur here. So I did not have like a streaming machine. So this was like 2 months. Till Jan 15th, I was just moving around, so I couldn't stream during that time. And afterwards, when I started streaming, did it for like a while, and then the COVID situation. I think it's okay to not be consistent when there are external factors at play, like a pandemic. But otherwise, I think if things are all good, I kind of feel like if things were all good and there were no issues, I may have been able to stick to this, but I don't know. I think so, but I don't know. Maybe I could have, or I may not have. Let's see. Hopefully the pandemic goes away soon and then I can put this to test. But yeah, I was also looking at this, and I think this is the number I keep looking at every now and then. The number of hours I've streamed and how many people have watched, like the number of minutes that I've been watched. I think that's something that's keeps motivating me, that I'm just not alone here, and there are people like you to hang around and just building in a small community there. So that's been the most fulfilling part of this as well. So okay, let's go back into the code. You know what? So where is this coming in from? Oops, that is wrong. That is your second hint. I think this should be coming in from the strings file. That is wrong. Okay. Oh, you know what? What's happening here is this is your first hint. That comes in from this file, right? So we've got two options here. Do we kind of put in a space here? Maybe, why not? Hey, TC Liu is here. Hey TC, thanks for joining in. TC is my colleague, and TC has been super supportive as well, always hangs around and is the OG when it comes to skills development. So yeah, thanks for hanging around, TC. So I kind of believe like it's good I'm not sure if I want to do it here. It looks really weird. Um, you know what? I'm kind of thinking what would be the best practice here. Do I put in a space here? Or I don't want to put it in code for sure. I don't want to do that in the code. I could, the other way to do that is I could put in a small space here. And I kind of feel like it's the space that's the issue. It's not. Let's just quickly deploy this, and I think at some point we'll need to set up local debugging as well, because just deploying this is too painful. So I think we need to come back to local debugging at some point. Maybe that's what we'll do later on. And let me check. I may have actually installed terminal. Do I have an prop? No. Oops. Projects. Yeah, there we go. We've got nproc here. Nproc. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can try and do that, but we'll just give it a while. We'll just deploy this and just check that first. Once you deploy this, okay, there we go. Exit. Open Wordcatcher. Yes. Monday question. Let's give the wrong answer. Okay, so I'm not going to be taking off the headphones, and I think I'll need to figure that out, how to get the audio to play with the headphones being in there, but that's something that we'll do it later on. But yeah, I think just adding in the space has kind of solved this issue. I'm just not sure if I kind of want to put in, so I kind of put in a space here and it solved the issue. I'm not sure if I want to do it here, but I think that's okay, right? Or I could put in the space here as well. I think it's perfectly fine. That's not an issue. I think it's okay to put in the space here. The next thing is this one. That is the correct answer. You get 3 points. Do you want to take a guess at this week's theme? So where is that coming from? That is the correct answer. There we go. Oops. You know what? I'm kind of using Apple keyboard, so I keep pressing the command instead of the control key. I think I need to do the key bindings properly, so that command is mapped to control at some point. Okay. So that is the correct answer, and you get whatever points, right? So I think the points system comes in from here, and I know this code looks really bad and we need to improve this. Yeah, this one, right? Yeah, I think we need to put in dot here. This I believe can be written in a better way now that I look at it. Basically what we could do is we could have a points variable and switch that rather than writing this stuff 3 times. So what I mean here is Let's try this. 60 points. Okay. At this point, I don't know what this code is all about, so we are not going to look into that. I think this is what we are going to focus on right now, because this is the code that we are working with. Let's do one thing, right? Let actually let answer points is equal to 0. Okay, so the answer points is 0, right? And what we're going to do here is, let me do something like answer points is equal to 10, right? And then we'll do answer points is equal to 5, right? And then we'll do answer points is equal to 3. So basically we have answer points 10. If you get it correct on the first go, you take one hint, you get 5 points. You take 2 hints, you get 3 points. Now, why I needed to do this was I kind of wanted to remove this from here, right? There we go. Yeah, and then what we do here is where we'll add something like speak output plus is equal to oh wait a minute, let me just, okay. So I did not want to put that text you get 3 points at 3 different places. You get X points and kind of just, oops, what just happened? So bad at this, yeah. So I'm just moving all of that here and do something like just do an answer points, right? You get oops, okay. I don't know what buttons I keep pressing, and that's why this keeps happening. Okay, so I think that is the correct answer. You get 3 points, right? And there you go. I think you just need to do and do this, yes. Then we don't need this really. What we could also do is we could do something like this, leave, and then there we go. Okay, so you could do something like this as well, and I think this is called as a template literal within Node.js, if I'm not wrong. Is that called as a template literal Node.js? Something like that. Yeah, in JavaScript generally, I think this is called as a string literal. Oops, what happened? Okay, something seems up. Right. Right, so yeah, this is called as a template literal. Is it called a template literal? Yes, this is called a template literal. Yeah, so that's what I kind of did. So that way, if I wanted to change this entire text, you get XX points or something like that, we could change it at a later point at one place, not having to change it at multiple places. What next? So back to the develop console. So that is the correct answer. Full stop. So that is correct answer. But I do not have space in here. Should I put in a space here? No, I think it's just perfect to have the strings in here. or maybe even have like a small break SSML tag. But I think it's okay to put in space here. Now, what next? What next? Do you want to take a guess at this week's theme? I believe we need to also write some more logic on do you want to take a guess, because if they have already answered it, we should not be asking them the same thing, right? I kind of feel like there should be a better way to do this, but it's not striking me right now. But maybe as we kind of figure that out, we'll come to that. Oh, TC is moving to a Windows 10. Yeah, I think Windows 10 is cool that way when it comes to, like, I kind of set it up properly, but I think the problem for me is more of using a Mac keyboard along with Windows, and I keep pressing the command key for some reason because I'm kind of just used to it, so it's really painful. But yeah, I think it's just I was just looking at it today morning. There may be a way to kind of do this command, do a keybind to command to control, which should solve my issues. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, I kind of enjoy my MacBook Pro as well. I have a MacBook Pro. So I have my household is now an entire Apple household. Like everyone in my family, starting from my mom, my wife, my brother, except my dad, everyone uses an Apple machine, right? My brother has a MacBook, my wife has a MacBook, I have a MacBook, I have a Mac Mini as well. Oh no, I've sold the Mac Mini. But the problem is, at least in India, and I've talked about this quite a bit, I've ranted about it quite a bit. MacBooks, at least in India, if you make a personal purchase, they're not really reliable. Like if something goes wrong, you have to shell like anywhere north of $300 or $400 just to get someone to look at it and even do the basic fixes, which is like a big pain, because if you've spent like $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 to buy a computer, at least in the first 2 or 3 years or 4 years, you should not be spending anywhere north of $300, $400 just to get someone to look at it. Which is why a PC is really good. Like I have a PC, and if something goes wrong, I could just get a technician to come in and look at it and get it fixed, or I can take my cabinet somewhere and get it fixed, and it would not cost me more than say $50, and that's that, right? So yeah, there you go. I feel like this should be sorted out now. Open Wordcatcher. Yes. So the Monday question is there. So let's give a wrong answer. Yeah, so this is your first hint, and so far Alex is speaking it properly now. Let's give the right answer. Yeah, there we go. So I think we need to fix this as well. Yeah, I don't really think this is the best way to do it. You know what? Yeah, I think I figured it out. Wait a minute. I think I figured this out. Break SSML tag, right? I think this should be fine. Oh, not this one. There we go. Break tag. Kind of feel like, yeah. Interesting. So what I'm kind of thinking is, instead of having to put in spaces here, why not just put in a break tag? A space looks really weird. A break should be fine, I guess. A very small break. That's something we could do. And I think I just figured out what just happened. So like, if you give the right answer, which is you get 60 points, come back tomorrow, you can just see that you do not have this properly here. So what you need to do here is, yeah, let weekly answer point is equal to 0, and I think let's let daily answer point, we'll just change this variable to daily and weekly, and what we're going to do here is change this to oh, okay, I think I need to call this as daily answer point. Daily answer point and daily answer point. There we go. And the same thing here we're going to do here, weekly answer point, and what we'll do here is weekly answer point is equal to 5. Right? So if you are answering the weekly question on Sunday, right? So that means by that time you did not get it correctly, right? And so there's just no chance kind of thing. Okay, so you just get 5 points. But now what we do here is, if you answered it correctly on Monday, we give you, which is like so you come to the game on Monday, and on Monday itself you get the weekly question correctly. Basically you get weekly answer point. You get 60 points, right? Because you just got it correct on Monday itself. But then if you kind of get it on subsequent days, you kind of then, well, get 10 points lesser. So for Tuesday, you get 50 points. For Wednesday, you get 40 points. Something like that, right? Weekly answer point is equal to 40. You know what? I think I should do this. I should just take like this. Right, and I think it's Control D. Is it Control D? Why is it come? Oops. Wait, I need to know this. How do I do multiple select? Multiple select in VS Code. Select VS Code. Oh, this is Visual Studio. No. Multi-line. Control Alt down arrow? Is that something? Basically what I'm trying to do is, rather than doing it Control Alt down arrow. No, this is not what I want. Keyboard shortcuts we use. Basic editing. Okay. Feel like, okay, so here's what I'm trying to do. Okay, and on Mac, when I do a command D, it just selects. Oh, you know what? It won't select this. Yeah, Control D is what I need to use. Okay, yeah, I think this would work. So I did not want to do it for each of them, so what I'll do is Control D and move it here and do something like this, right? Smart work. Weekly as a point is equal to, well, there you go. I did not have to do it for each case like that. There we go. Right, and then we do something to the effect of speak output. What did the text say? You get 60 points. Okay, you get points, right? So you get, let's do a template literal again. You get dollar weekly as a point. And I think this is where I'm kind of confused. Maybe I should just put in break tag. Come back tomorrow to continue your streak and continue your leaderboard. Top our leaderboards. We'll change this later on. Just do not want to put in a space here. That looks really weird. So I kind of feel like I should just put in a break here and not a space. Interesting. Do something like this, right? Break. Is equal to okay, that is not something I intended to open up. Close capitation. There we go. Let's just put in 0.1 second, right? Yeah, something like this. Right. Hopefully this should solve it. Ask deploy. I believe we do not have a DynamoDB as well. Let's just confirm that. Oh, we do. And what is it? we're capturing in here. I think we're capturing in something here. Looks like ear. We're just capturing the ear so far. I think that's fine. Let's try this. Right. Let's try this. Open Wordcatcher. Yes. Money question. Clock is the answer. Oh, wait a minute. What went wrong? Ooh, you know what? I kind of guess the SSML just messed up with it. Answer points is not defined. Now you see. Oh, you know what? We missed it here. Let's deploy it one more time. So I think as we kind of, let me just open the readme.md while this opens up. Just put in, I think it's good to kind of have like a log as well. So let me just create a new file. Work log.nd, that's what we're going to call this. Okay, oh, wait a minute. We need MD. There we go. So today is 5:31. So what we worked on today is cleaned up some part of the code base and added break tags after certain sentences. So just put in a work log as such so that you know what I have done and what is the next thing to do per se. Why did I reload? Open Wordcatcher. Oops, oh no. Yeah, I think this is an interesting thing. I said the answer before even Alexa asked, even before the skill asked, do you want to take today's question? But that's fine. I think that is something that customers would never end up in, but I think that's something we should kind of optimize for. But we'll come to that later. So wait a minute, why did it say? Okay, I think let's just exit it. Let's start fresh. Open Wordcatcher. I'm going to get a short audio. Are you ready? Yes. And clock is the answer, right? Why does it not work? Yeah, that is the correct answer, right? And the reason why this is not working here, because when I said clock, is because the questions have not been loaded into the session variables. And that's why it was not working properly. So when we ask the question is when we kind of put all of this within the question, within the session variables. So you say clock. Now, do you want to take a guess at this week's theme? Yes, I want to. Okay, Sunday question. and I say time. Okay, perfect. I think I just need to add here, you get 60 points, right? And then that's it. What I'm also going to do here is next. What is it that we need to do next? I think one is, let's set up local debugging. I don't think I can keep deploying so often, so that's the next part. I think the other thing to do is, at this point, now that we're kind of a bit more comfortable with the code base, what I kind of want to do is, I want to, at this point, start saving user performance to the database. So if you answered today's question correctly and whatever points you gained, that should be added to the database. So that's something that we need to do, and then basically use this to change the game experience as well. So right now, today, if I just say exit, even though I have answered the question and I come back into the experience again, it's going to say something, it's going to ask me, say, okay, I'll ask you a question again, right? But that's not what we want. If you answered the question for today, and you have not answered the weekly question, you're going to say, okay, here's your weekly question. But if you answered both of them, you've taken your hint at that, then we will say, okay, that's it for today, come back tomorrow for the new question. So that's what we need to do. So we need to save that to the database, save the user performance to the database, and depending on users performance for the day, surface the right message, right? So that's what we need to do. And I kind of believe at this point we should also start looking into GameOn, the Amazon GameOn SDK. We'll try and figure out. So far, I kind of wanted to explore the GameOn SDK, and that's why I kind of felt like this would be a good thing to do. But to be honest, I think if you do not want to add one more service in here, that's perfectly fine. All of this is again stuff. GameOn just saves you the effort of creating leaderboards. It's just an API that takes care of all the gaming mechanisms within the skill. So I do not want to spend a lot of time on that specifically, and plus I wanted to explore GameOn SDK per se. So yeah, I think this looks good. What else? I think this is good for the time being. This is what I think we could get started with next, and then take next steps from there. So I think with that, pretty much that's it for today. I think I've streamed for what? I'm not sure how long I've been streaming now. It should be an hour and a half or so. Roughly around 1.5 hours. But yeah, I think good start to getting started with it, and really glad I'm back to streaming. Feels good getting back into the groove per se, and that's it for today. I think today's streaming session went good. Thanks Kevin and TC for hanging around. Super fun. I think I still cannot commit to what will my schedule look like, but hopefully as I get into groove, I'll get back to another consistent streaming schedule, as long as it lasts. And the notifications for the stream come up on my Discord, so if you're not on there, do join in. And that's it for today. Thank you so much, folks, for joining in, and see you all tomorrow, hopefully. Bye bye.